Hello out there in YouTube land. Don't know about this video here. It's probably going to be a fairly short one, might be a long one, I ain't got no idea. This log here is one of those ones that I got. I hope the wind isn't getting you too bad. Can you see all the mud in it? It's just, actually it's not even mud, it's gravel. See all the pieces of rock? Well, I kind of, from here to here, I've cleaned out with a heavy deck brush. If you don't know what a heavy deck brush is, I guess you're in the movie. That's one thing. A heavy deck brush. Then I went over it with my leaf blower. Then I went over with a deck brush. Then I went over with the leaf blower, and I got to where I think I can get the first cut above the dirt. There's my first plan on my first cut. Actually, I'm going to cut just this side of that. So that's kind of the plan on this one. Don't know what I'm getting out of it. Depends on what it is when I open up. There's 3 big limbs on the other side of it. Kind of looking for rooster wood, chicken barn wood. There's another knot in it down there, so I don't know that it's going to be. I don't know what it is. So when I open it up, change my mind. It's going to be like the other one. When you're cutting wood to satisfy a list, it's not as easy just cutting random logs, so that's why it's going to take a long time. Then I had three questions I needed to answer, but I don't know if they're quite, probably won't even remember them. Somebody was saying about these, I think these were the belts that the gentleman was talking about being too loose. These go loose and tight, so when I'm going backwards here, this tightens up and drives a bigger one. No, maybe that's the feed. I don't know. This is, let's see, back. Back is faster, so I guess I'm driving the small one on the back. But these get loose and flop depending on where you're at. So that might have been what he was seeing. And as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of extra play. That's one way, and that's the other way. So I don't have a whole lot. But you can, if that's what that one guy was talking about, that's what that is. Then there was another guy that asked me about, I guess, the belt, how I did all the tensioning on the belt and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm not too good at reading and understanding. And so I'm going to go down on this and show how I tighten up the belts. Now I only tighten the belts about 1/8 of an inch, which I don't know whether that sounds like a lot or not a lot to somebody. I'm going to take you out of the stand. And what I did was here, this bolt here is a pull bolt. So it's pulling this way, pulling my belts tight. So what I did is I loosened this nut and put 1/8 of an inch shim in there till I knew I was about that way. And I did that on that one up there, even though that bolt up there is a push bolt. Okay, but I still needed to come the whole thing the same amount at the back and the top at the same thing. Then over here, so the sawmill's not even, the engine's not even bolted down. The engine just sits there. This one here is a push. So then I just pushed this one over, and there's another one. Can you see it down there? That's a push. So then they all get tightened back up, so that it all got moved even. And an 1/8 of an inch doubled is 1/4 of an inch, because 1/8 of an inch draws 1/4 inch between the two in length. And then you got the radius there, which I don't know, that was enough. I just don't need them any tighter. They're pretty tight now. Now here on the mandrel, if I have to change that, this is a push situation. So I have these two bolted in, these two bolted in, just holding this. These are bolted in there too, but that's just to keep it from coming this way, because this one wants to pull that way when you're under a load. This one over here wants to go that way under a load. So that's why you have that over there and this over here. Now this is a coupler. Okay, so I can change my, oh, I remember what the third question was. I can change my lead just a hair without having to change really anything. Changing the lead is these saw blades, even though they look straight, are not straight. They stick out an eighth of an inch on the one side. That's called an eighth of an inch, maybe a 16th of an inch. So the only thing that ever hits the blade is just this wee little bit right there. And when you swedge a blade out, you make the tip. You take a hammer thing and you get two little parts that come out. These teeth, I don't know if it shows up on there or not, are tapered. It won't focus up on it. Anyhow, they're tapered, and as you sharpen it, they get narrower and narrow. And if you get down to where it starts hitting the plate here, then you're in trouble. You can't do that. And these are also what they call stand-all bits, and I don't really like those, but it makes up for wore out. This is called a shank, or this part in here. See this part in here? If you want to roll the tooth out, I'm trying to get down here to where this is the tooth, and you just roll it out. There's other people that got videos on there, but anyhow, the blade never touches, should never touch, or just the tip touches it. The blade, I think they call that the plate, should never actually touch the log. So anyhow, that's what it is. I'm going to take one cut off of that. It took me so long to get the dirt off of it that if I take one cut and then turn it to where I want it, I might take two cuts. I might take a slab, then take a cut. So I don't know what I'm doing with it yet until I open it up and see what I got inside. So, but if I cut that one there, cut that like that, it'll get probably most of the dirt and crud off of it. So that's where we're at on that. Man, we're already up to 6 minutes. So one cut. This is going to be a several movie video probably, because I'm just not sure exactly what I'm doing. Well, that looks like a pretty good spot there for you guys. I don't know. If I put it on the other side, I'm afraid I might trip over the camera. So put your ears on. We're going to start it up and at least take one slab off of it. actually didn't cut as bad as I thought. I cleared the dirt, so I'm pretty happy with that. You guys, I think you're where you saw me climbing over the top. Let me show you what I'm doing there. I know it's a lot steadier when it's in the tripod. Old people shake, or this old person shakes. When I'm leaning over, I'm changing these pins here. See those pins? Those give me my cuts. Okay, the first board that I took off was rooster wood for the chicken coop. So I wanted to take a 1-inch slab, so I moved I moved it up here to the 1-inch point. But this one down here, okay, is for purlin wood. So because the wood didn't look too bad inside, so I moved it down there. I need, I don't know how many. I need some 2x10. So that's a 2x10. So I moved it down there to get a fat one. So that's where I'm at. There's no point in you guys watching me flip this thing over. It's still, I think I still getting to the point where I can pull some. I'm still 4.5 inches to the center. So if I get into here to his 8-inch boards, somewhere around there, but I might not, because this side up here, remember down at the other end, has got a bunch of knots in it. So I got to flip it and do some thinking. So I'm going to flip it and save you guys that pain. I'll do this one, and maybe I'll download them all in one. I can't download them all in one movie. It'd have to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I might just dump them all tonight. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So let me close this one out now, flip the log, and then make some more decisions. Over and out.